beside myself, I remind myself from Think I gotta go through, I don't like therapists, I don't like most. You love me, my go-to. Love a thing blind on top like Goku. Just left Noble, back in my dojo. Channel like Aura, got the whole Roku. Been big dog from the Totoro, told you. Wait, don't even know you. Step right, I'm a long trip, blick at my VIP. I snack at my. Won't break, won't miss, Rich took his check, I know. We talking start like ball high, pretty face guy like, bruh, how do I exist? In the gym every day, I'm a miss. My daddy like, boy, don't blow my assist. I got it. Tryna slow down my motion. It's written, you cannot control this. You gonna blow it. Them, they not important. Me, I'm the one goated. 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 Tryna slow down my motion. It's written, you cannot control this. You gonna blow it. Them, they not important. Me, I'm the one goated. 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 Just don't touch me, you're ugly. Just don't touch me, you're ugly. Bro, I'm godlike, I'm judgy. I can't touch this girl, she musty. Bro, you flexing on IG. People like you disgust me. Just don't touch me, you're ugly. Just don't touch me, you're ugly. These women love me, bro, they tryna me. That's the wrong way, back your buddy. If you get lucky, it'll get yucky. Little buddy touch me, I can turn auntie into a I'm in the S5 facing comfy, cause I can't name that nigga burn me. Tryna slow down my motion. It's written, you cannot control this. You gonna blow it. Them, they not important. I'm the one goated. Me, I'm the one goated. Me, I'm the one goated. Me, I'm the one goated. Tryna slow down my motion. It's written, you cannot control this. You gonna blow it. Them, they not important. Me, I'm the one goated. 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 I got it.
Yeah, thinking that it happened overnight, it didn't. In it for the long haul flight, committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite, I didn't. All bark, but they don't bite, they timid. Thinking that it happened overnight, but it didn't. In it for the long haul flight, I'm committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite, but I didn't. All bark, but they don't bite, cause they timid. Look, wait. I got people trying to wish and pray that I'ma fall about it. All about it till we spoke in person, don't wanna talk about it now, huh? Oh, you sound tough, toying with them, don't get wound.
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Superdome in New Orleans. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. They'll start on the ground with Shipley. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4 on second down. You look at this Saints defense. This unit coming into this one ranked number 20 against the pass in the NFL. And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. On play action, they'll throw. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. This defense for the Saints, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago. And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. It's Zaven Collins who got in there to get the sack. On fourth down, punt coming from Braden Mann. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Taking it about the 36. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. First run of the game here for Dameon Pierce. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Now 2nd and 3. Another carry for Pierce. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. The Saints at 9-2 to start play. They've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
19 Tiger. Let's go.
1st and 10, it's Pierce. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Well, looks like they'll move things around here. Pierce now up the middle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1, now a loss of 2, and they're staring at a 3rd and 13. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. When you look at the Saints' defense, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that will be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And that is incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. At that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
18
Handoff right side to Pierce. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Third and 4.
19 Lions.
They'll look to throw here. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
On 2nd down, they'll go with Shipley. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Straight ahead, Shipley. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So a costly penalty yardage-wise, as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. He shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
The line of scrimmage is the 2 here on 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time. So a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal. So on comes the Eagle kicker, Jake Elliott, on 4th down. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. The kick by Elliott is good. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a 1st down.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, in their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays. Their win last week, they're hoping the same thing happens this time out too.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. These two teams all tied after 1. Ready for the 2nd quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession. as they've got it with. Pierce takes it straight ahead, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
He'll let this go for the end zone. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Sidney Brown with it. And the Eagles are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Boy, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown with career touchdown number 109. That ties him with Barry Sanders on the all-time NFL list. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead is now 10-3. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
Second and 5. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
Well, those have been a problem for him all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football or you're going to cost your team chances.
Taken down at the 42.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Willie Gay getting in there and picking up the sack. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And that is incomplete here.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense, and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
The Eagles on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down. The kick by Elliott is good, and they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Jalen Carter in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, they took their shot. That one was kind of up for grabs that time. And you've got to be careful defensively not to make contact too early. But that was textbook right there to get in tight and force the incompletion.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. A run on first down with Shipley. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
But that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Once again, it's Shipley. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on first down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
On third down, they go with Shipley.
He's brought down after a pickup of 5, but he needed 8. Fourth down. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The kick by Elliott is good, and the lead stretches. 16-3 now.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? We're able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Give them 18 there, and the Saints have a first down.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
Gets the dump off to Pierce.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation.
And this is caught. Touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Saints are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will shrink to 6.
4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just 1 snap of the football.
And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. A run by Pierce begins the second half. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Here's 2nd and 8. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that will bring up 3rd and 1.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Pierce will try to pick it up.
Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at the 18. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They go play action here on 1st down. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 25 yards that time.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
To the right side goes Shipley.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Now Shipley again.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd. Now back to throw.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down.
On the handoff, it's Shipley.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Will Shipley, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year.
And they are able to add on to their advantage. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 48 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He'll buy some time right. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Give left side for Pierce, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3-and-out.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. Being chased out left. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Ball on the 8. It's 2nd and 4. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On 2nd down, here's Pierce. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. They're going to look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that gets him back within 10. So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the 3rd quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send the message that says, hey, we're not going away.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They'll give it to Shipley.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
3rd and 5. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
I thought at first he'd try to run, but he just kept buying time to his right. Finally, nothing there. He wisely gets rid of it.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. That penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Come on. 19 Charger, 19 Charger.
They'll start on the ground with Pierce. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now a timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Second and 9. Back to throw here. And now this one may draw a penalty. He just blindly threw that one to the sideline. And yep, indeed, the flag is out. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. He'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They're brought down that time by Nolan Smith.
Well, that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is caught. Boy, how about that one? He reeled it in one-handed for a touchdown.
He's been a frequent target, and with catches like that, one-handed in the end zone, I'd keep going his way.
And he's doing it every which way, isn't he? Two hands, and in this case, we just saw it with one hand. Almost reminds me of a great return of service guy in tennis. No matter how you whack it at it, it comes back at you. In this case, he just envelops it and brings it in.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And that one too wide and incomplete.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football into places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Here comes Shipley. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting them to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
They'll set up to throw. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down. The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds back near their own 20. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. There's Chris Olave. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. Pierce gets this one running right. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. 47 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. A nice little juke. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 25 yards to pick up there, and also a 1st down.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
And they'll go right back to Pierce.
And this time they were ready for him as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Isaiah Rodgers up to make the tackle.
Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
Trap 60.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. But fortunately, the Saints were able to hold on to it, so they will indeed keep possession.
Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up fourth down.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this fourth quarter.
Now a play fake here on first down. Steps away to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
And in the second half of a tied game, every decision gets magnified. And here, if he forces this ball, it could be intercepted. So that's the prudent play to just airmail it out of bounds.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
On the run is Shipley.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game.
They'll run. Here's Shipley.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Back to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Defensively, mission accomplished. And now with under 3 to go, they may be the last team holding the football.
They may very well be the last team holding the football, unless, of course, you're facing a group that is really aggressive offensively and may want to take a gamble. But theoretically, you've done your job now. You should get the ball back on a punt, but I'd be alert for a fake.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter.
Pressure comes and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Jalen Carter picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle, and frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play action fake.
19 Charger.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Here comes second down. He'll look to throw. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
Back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack. Now they force the incompletion on 3rd and long. Things looking pretty good for them.
And this is where they have to be careful because they've got the momentum going their way. They will be really amped up to get to the quarterback. Look out. Draw, screen, something that can be used against them.
A big play needed, no doubt. 3rd and long.
He'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Well, the defense certainly did its job. They held up in that situation, and now on 4th down, you've got to punt this and try to get to overtime. There's no decision to be made in my estimation.
Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on here to punt it away. This will be fielded at the 17. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on a 6-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
And that's complete to Brown.
What a big tackle there defensively.
One of the most difficult things for a defender to do, and think about the speed that he brought down. If he gets away, he's likely gone.
Here's 2nd down.
Now a handoff up the middle. Shipley.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Two timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
Here's 1st and 10. Throw out wide is incomplete.
Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
They'll come up now on 2nd down.
Up the middle they go. Shipley.
Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes us all the way down to the 37.
The Eagles will take their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Right now, everything resting on the right foot of Jake Elliott. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This a long one from 54. It looks good, and it is good. From 54 yards away, he bangs it through.